All right, all right. This is David. Good morning. It's Thursday morning, probably about 5:30 right now. And I'm just taking a quick look at the markets, see what's happening. We're getting a slight bounce, looking at a little green on the screen. Oh, I got the wrong mouse in my hand. I'm not really expecting much. I'm still bearish. We're in a downtrend on the 240s. I don't really see a setup. It'd be a break of the low. We get a good break of the low, it should be a nice move. We're slightly oversold. Looking at a monthly. And we're slightly oversold on the daily. So a little bit of a bounce today. May not be out of order. I have a bearish bias on the market overall. I'll tell you what, based on political events, I'm putting that 3,300 back on the table. Kind of looking at that downside right there. So obviously, as we get to the 3,700 range, June's low, we'll start eyeballing that 3,300 on that break. But not out of the question. Let's take a quick look though at the first item of your trading day, which should be what reports are out there. And we have initial jobless claims and continuing claims. Those are the doozies. That's what we're looking for today. That's going to move the market. Fed's talking about 4.6 as its target rate. I believe you raised that a little bit. So if initial jobless claims come in weak, it's going to speak to the Fed raising interest rates a little more aggressively. And probably push the market down. But again, don't be too surprised if we see a little bounce today. And if we look at the futures, just quickly run through them. We're looking at BTC, still in that channel, break of the channel, always a good play. BTC sets up nice channels. I'm bearish on it. Looking at the daily oil, yesterday, really indecisive. This is around my range. I'm going to say I'm neutral on oil. Really shaking off Putin's actions too, which is interesting. It spiked it up and traded back down. I think we're going to hover around this area for a while. I think the swings are done for this. So neutral on oil, and just so everybody can gauge the pocket on whether they're going to go out to dinner this weekend or not. Take a look at nat gas. Nat gas is still feeling a little heavy. So my bias is bearish, but I don't see any entries that are exciting me. Looks like we're in a little consolidation, so we're going to watch that a little bit with a slight bearish bias. And this is on a daily swing. I'm sure there's plenty in it that we could do intraday, but you do your homework, drill down, take a look at that. Let's look at gasoline. What's gasoline? Ooh, gasoline looks like it might be on the rise. Actually, I'm kind of neutral on that. A couple of indecisive bars. I'm pretty neutral on that. Looks like it's forming a pennant. I'd like to see a better pivot before I decide on that. So really, you could just put a resistance line for now until something forms. And you could argue that this is a pennant. I think we're going to grind around in this area for a while. I think we're going to start seeing a little stability. I hate making those statements because they usually egg on my face. And gold, let's see. Gold has not been quoting for me. Oh, there she is. So we had that drop a few days ago, breaking that trend line, which was a nice move. I mean, I don't know how you would have played it. Kind of, we were talking about watching this flag right here, but we opened up low. So right now I'm neutral, just watching, neutral to bearish, just watching for a setup. You could call this a flag and a trigger on yesterday's low. Yeah, trigger on yesterday's low today would be a good entry on a swing trade on this. And then you watch yourself around the 52 mark. Get out of there. All right, we get rid of that. And take a look at the market. On the 240, looks like an indecisive bar, so I'm neutral. We had a flag that triggered on the 240, but it rebounded. So I don't know. For the day, I'm going to have to say I'm neutral to bullish. Maybe we get that last kiss out of it, out of this channel. So you broke that channel and just kept running. I hear even saying, well, for the day, maybe a little bounce today, but overall, I've got to say I'm kind of bearish on the market. I just there's no setups, nothing that excites me. This triggered and retraced. Usually, if a bear flag triggers and fails, turns into a bullish move. This is not a bad move. You know, that push up though. So that might be the move. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to go get a job. Let's see what the news does to the market. I'd say long term, I still have a bias bearish bias on the market. Amazon. These suckers are all in a minute. All right, we're gonna start this nonsense. This is rough when you're ADD, man. Because then you gotta wait for shit. Ugh, the anxiety I'm feeling right now. Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, it's feeling bearish. I don't see any setups. Nothing striking me. Just feeling bearish. I think we're going to find that to be the case with all these techs. Although Nasdaq's up 16. I don't know. Apple feels like it's going into a consolidation right there. There's nothing exciting really to look at. Oh, this is the Russell. Didn't need to do that. Oh, thank God I don't trade short term on this thing. Yeah, I know we're up a little bit today, but still feeling kind of bearish on it. All right, so anyway, I'm just going to have to say I have a general bearish feel across the board on the markets. We might get a little bounce today. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But I think the overall feel is going to be somewhat bearish. And let's take a look to see stocks at up, Fed's hiking, Russian arrest. This is going to be interesting, man. We got to keep our eye on what's going on here. You got Putin backed against the wall. I mean, you're really taking your future in your hands when you go and protest over in Russia. But regrettably, this is what is going to happen. And what I'm not too happy about is that it's a majority of young people. So the older population is probably still locked into that kind of um, nationalist kind of mentality, which I actually read a study that most of the provinces, like Putin's largest support is in the provinces, but none of the cities. So I mean, it's like you know, the right wing country folk that are supporting him. I would have liked to have seen a more diverse group as far as age in the protest, and that would just give me an impression that the overall country is quite unhappy. Although perhaps they still have that stigma or that fear, and the younger people are a little more brazen, reckless, and irresponsible. Yeah, who wants to hear from you, Biden? You fucking idiot. The U.S. and its allies are joining forces. Yeah, this is interesting. They're getting together to kind of block China out on chips. So, that's going to make China start saber rattling, maybe make a few comments in support of Russia. China's all about face, and Biden's been making some pretty bold statements, and it doesn't make China back down. I mean, they're all about face, so they're gonna saber rattle back. So these guys are joining to corner the chip market. China's gonna try to display some strength. I mean, if they do corner the chip market and put the thumb screws to China, then they will start coming around. I mean, I agree with the plan, but really, there shouldn't be any publicity about it. They should organize it and give China some wiggle room so that they could comply with the world's desires, but look as though they did it from a position of strength. That's how the culture works, in my experience. So I was talking with some guys years ago, and they kind of mentioned that it appears that the Chinese wives are subservient. They said, but everything happens in the bedroom, and they weren't talking about sex. They were talking about the wives put their foot down when in the privacy of their own home in the bedroom. They don't undermine or demean a guy. They kind of placate to a masculine presence in public. But the reality is that the women have a lot to say and say a lot, but they do it in the privacy of their own home. So my point is that, that's the culture that it is. Like China would bend to our will, but it can't be done in public. And so, all right. So the reason I'm bringing all this up is I'm just kind of trying to figure what the current geopolitical landscape looks like for the market. And between Putin and antagonizing China, I'm feeling that 3,300, man. I'm feeling that 3,300. I don't think it's going to be devastating to our economy. I don't think we have to worry about all of that, but I think the market's going to get beat up a little bit. Housing's going to slow down. There's going to be layoffs. There's going to be a little bit of pain, but it's not going to be a great recession or a great depression. But the little bit of pain, I think, and the slowdown is going to last for a little while. I think we have it until maybe 2025. We're going to be having... Oh, there you go. Markets just turned around, started tanking. Well, we got mixed markets right now. We got NASDAQ negative. I mean, there was a technical break on those 1 minute charts, but it felt kind of newsish. Let's see if CNBC's pumping anything out. No breaking news. No. All right. Well, yeah. You know what? I'm sitting here gabbing like this is my live stream. So hey, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. Join me at 9 o'clock. Get into a little chat. See if you can get some rants going. Today you got your bias. Should be a good trading day. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the start. Figure I can make some money. Kind of laid back yesterday. I didn't do a thing. I don't think I ran one trade yesterday. So I'm looking forward to the day. All right, everybody, calm, cool, and at peace when you trade. And good luck with your trades.